I spend an ungodly amount of time in the studio. Like, I'm in here sometimes 7 days a week, multiple hours a day. Like, I'm in here a really long time. And for something that I'm spending so much time in, I want to make sure that it fits all of my personal wants and needs. And those wants and needs are generally whimsy and fun and nerdy things. So I'm going to do just 3 very small projects this week that just simply bring me joy and make me happy, and just are nice and easy projects, because the past 2 months have been insane. Let's talk about what those projects actually are. The first project is I'm going to build a pot out of a sour cream container. The second project is I'm going to build some clouds to go above my desk with some lights out of paper lanterns. And third, I'm going to pour some resin on top of my crafting desk. All right, so the first project that we are going to do is very, very simple. I have been collecting some just food containers that when they're empty at home, I bring them here and I turn them into flower pots. And I have quite the collection over there of miscellaneous plants. I actually have 2 cucumbers, a strawberry, a clover, Christmas cactus, and there are potatoes over there too. We accidentally grew some potatoes on accident that rolled under our shelf, and I decided that they needed to be planted, so they're over there as well. But I always seem to bring new plants into the studio, and I want creative pots for them to be in. So I am going to make this pot into the Mario tunnel tube. I don't actually know what it's called, but the little tunnel that Mario goes down inside of when he can go into a tube. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. I am going to cover it in foam and make it into that green tunnel and put a plant in it. So that is the very first project, probably the easiest of all the projects. And honestly, I love doing this. It's super, super easy. And it's also a great way to manage that extra foam that I notoriously just always have. So I'm going to grab some foam. I've got this ready to go and start creating our very first project. Okay, so I have my foam. Like I said, this project is super easy. So all you need is just a little bit of foam. I have foam by the mountain full over there, and I just grabbed a little bit of 2mm foam, and I'm going to cut a piece that goes around the bottom part, and then I'm going to cut a smaller strip that will go around the top. This build only is like 2 pieces, I think. Really might need some pieces to go around the top part to kind of like push it out a little bit, but I have little scrap pieces over there that I'll use for that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and then glue it all together. The pot is all made and it is time to spray paint it. The spray paint that I'm going to use is this Kale Color Shot paint. It's from Michaels, and I'm just going to go and give the front a nice spray. And I think I want it to maybe not look like a super clean Mario tunnel or tube. I think I'm going to give it a little bit of like realistic looks, or fading over time, or whatever you want to call it, gonna make it look dirty. So I'm going to spray it with this, and then I'm going to go ahead and give it some like dark wash and whatnot. So that's the plan for the pot. Everything is ready to go. It's been painted. It's all basically dry. So now I'm going to take some black and some white paint. I'm just going to try and like dinge it up a little bit, give it basically like a wash of black and kind of highlight with some white, because it can't just be simple. It's got to have a little bit more oomph to it. So I'm going to start with the black and add some white over here. Wonder how much paint I can get on this plate before like I can't use it anymore. There's quite a bit on here. I forgot water. Need some water. Okay, got some water. So all I'm gonna do is kind of mix the water into the black paint and put another paper towel. Kind of dab this on and just going to start dabbing in areas and wiping it off. Ooh, I have some sparkly green that would be cool on this. I think I'm gonna have to grab it. If I had my airbrush, this would be way cooler, but I don't have the new airbrush in yet, mostly because I haven't decided on which one to buy. So it's not even shipped because I haven't bought it. But this will look extra cool on here if I did. So I have a bunch of random paper lanterns just lying around. I can't remember why I bought the paper lanterns. I think it was because, I wanted to do a shoot where I hung them from a tree to make it look like they were glowing, and I had it set for nighttime and all this other stuff, and I didn't actually do the shoot, so I just have paper lanterns now, and they've kind of made their way around the studio in different forms. Before I got new lights, they hung around and pretend like they were the source of some light, but ever since I took them down, they've just been in a closet just hanging out doing absolutely nothing. And I think that it is time to use them to do a little bit more than sit in a closet. So my plan is to take this whole space over here and put some clouds in it. Basically, I'm going to make the paper lanterns look like fluffy clouds, and I'm going to hang them from the ceiling above me. I have wanted to do this actually, honestly, since I got here, and I think it's finally time to make it happen. I will be kind of doing what Evan and Caitlin did with theirs, so if you are interested in watching theirs, go check out their video. But I'm going to make, I think, 6 of them. Not huge clouds, but like little clouds. I will be using, and this isn't like a super cool light feature, by the way, it's just whatever lights I have on hand, because I don't want to spend a lot. So I'm going to use these lights that I bought, which are just LED lights. They're very short stripped LED lights. They have battery packs. They also have remotes for them so that I can just stay here and turn them on. The worst thing that I'm going to have to do is replace the batteries, and that's all I want to do. I don't want to have to climb up there all the time, because I don't know if you knew this, but my ceiling or my walls are like over 12 feet. Maybe, I don't know. They're really tall, and it's really a pain in the butt to get up there. So I am just hoping that I would have to occasionally change some batteries, but that is what I'm going to do. So I'm using these. I have some more coming from Amazon. I think I definitely have enough to make 4. So I'm going to at minimum make 4, at maximum make 6. We'll see how it goes. So that is the plan. I have all my paper lanterns here. So let's get going. So like I said, these paper lanterns have been around a while. Some of them have little holes in them. The wire on the inside is starting to bend. They've seen a lot, and they've been in storage for like, I want to say 6 months at this point. So using them is a good thing. So I have my hot glue gun ready to go, and I am just going to detach them because they are currently tied together from me attempting to hang them to the ceiling together to create an interesting light feature, which it was cool, but I don't need it anymore because I've got real lights. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this studio space, when I first got it, I didn't have any kind of lighting system in here. It was literally, there were 2 lights up here at the top, and they were like, what are those called? Fluorescent bulbs. The ones that if you drop them on the floor, they like shatter into a million pieces, like they blow up. I can't remember what they're called. Maybe they are fluorescent. But one of the strips didn't work, so the studio over there was like completely dark, and I had to have something to make it at least kind of nice when you were in here. But I got a bunch of real pretty lights, so I don't need these anymore. You know what, they're not that expensive if I ever did actually need them. The hallway behind me, I think I've showed you before, is all completely dark, and I've thought about doing the same thing with these, where I'm dropping them and making like the hallway glow, which would be really cool, but I'll just buy new ones if I need to do that. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to at minimum do 4, which 4 might be the best bet because this isn't actually that big of space. 6 might be too much. So I'm going to glue these together. All right, so it's looking like I've got 3 clouds that I can make happen, not 4. And I don't want to order any more paper lanterns, so this is what we're going with. So they're all together. I could connect them with some twine or something to make them stay a little better, but I actually feel like these are fine. I could regret that choice, but I don't know if I need to. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get the polyfill and start covering each one with the polyfill and make some beautiful cloud covers. Before I do that, I guess I do need to put on the lights, so maybe I do that first. So let's add the light. Okay, so all of the lights are on the 2 that I can actually finish. The lights that I need for the 3rd actually just got delivered, so I'll do that later. One thing I did notice that I think is kind of funny, this one totally reminds me of BB-8, so that's how I'm going to see it from now on, I suppose. But I will be using the polyfill now to go ahead and put that all over the lamps. The polyfill is actually from an old project as well, where I created a candy cane scene. This was the snow for a Christmas project this past holiday season. And I don't see the point of just letting it sit over there doing nothing, but maybe make future pillows for the couch over there, which I already have too many of, which I'm just kidding. You can never have enough pillows. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on here and make them really nice and big and fluffy and turn them on. So I got these tables at IKEA maybe a year and a half ago or so, and I love white furniture. Like, it's my favorite thing to have in houses. But when I made this decision, I wasn't thinking about myself and the amount of work that would go on these tables. So there are nicks and gouges and paint, and it's basically a disaster at this point. I want to go back and tell that Jess to just get a different color of table, because it's not going to work. You are not going to let these tables survive. So I need to refinish them. I'm basically going to do a layer of resin over top of these and hope for the best and hope for a really nice looking tabletop. I did some research to see what I could come up with that I liked in terms of what a tabletop might look like that I would like, because there are so many and it gets there's too many choices of colors and it's very overwhelming. But I do like white furniture, and I figured if I mess it up and it's resin, perhaps I can just recover it again with some sanding and whatnot. So I'm going to do, I think this could change because I think this is going to be like a multiple pour situation. I think I'm going to do white, pink, and gold. Like, again, I say this, but I could definitely change my mind. So I'm going to start this because this is going to be a multiple day situation. This isn't something that I'm just going to be able to do in like a couple of hours like I just did the cloud lamps. I'm going to have to do this probably tomorrow and the next day, and hopefully it's done before video needs to go out. So I am going to go ahead and sand this and get it all taped up, and maybe pour the first layer of resin just for the very tippy top to just let it start to happen. So I guess, can you tell I'm a little nervous about this? Because I'm stalling just a tiny bit. But you know what? If I actually ruin the table, I can just go get a brand new table, even though that's kind of wasteful. But I can. All right, I'm gonna do the thing. Okay, so the first portion of the resin has been poured. I added in some silver flakes. I thought I had gold, but I didn't. And I don't want to go get gold, so I just added in silver, and I think this looks pretty cool. So tomorrow I will add in the top layers and hope that it looks okay. I will probably add in some pink for the top layers, maybe, or some color, because I feel like it needs some color other than silver. But I think this is looking nice. Okay, I have a little bit of a confession to make about the tabletop. The other day when I went to leave, before I was finished with that first layer of resin, I grabbed some mica powder and I was like, you know what? Let's just sprinkle some down on the table and see what it looks like, because it's very much a me thing to do something random and not really thought through. So I grabbed it and I sprinkled little bits around the table, and I was like, this is gonna look great. But as soon as that very first piece of mica powder hit the table, I was full of nothing but regrets, both of them. I was full of them. And I tried really hard all night to just think like, oh, I'm gonna come in the next day and it's gonna have like warped into something beautiful overnight, because sometimes resin can change overnight. I was right that it wasn't going to do that. It looked like absolute hell in my opinion the next day whenever I got in here. So I literally sanded as much as humanly possible off, and I also, while doing so, ended up taking a lot of the gold flecks off, or not gold, silver. So I just painted over it with white paint and hoped for the best, and then laid some more resin down, but with silver sparkles. And let me tell you, the silver sparkles are a huge win. I actually love this table, and I am gonna have to do this on all of the tables, because literally this is the prettiest thing, and I want all my furniture to look like this now. So perhaps my hasty decision to add the mica powder on there was a good choice, because it forced me to do something different. But I'm super satisfied with how this table looks. I don't want to craft on it now because it's very pretty, but I'm gonna show you everything that I have made in the past couple of days in the next couple of seconds. But just know, the table didn't originally look like this. This was not the plan, but I'm very happy that this is how the plan ended. So I'm totally hiding everything from you on purpose right now, because the desk is right here and the clouds are up there and the pot is over there. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to do a really cool, fun final reveal of everything, and I can't do that if you can totally see it right now. So it's all hidden, kind of. I can see them. But it all was such really, really fun projects. I really enjoyed doing them, especially since the past 2 weeks have been, the past 2 months have been especially busy. And it is finally time and really nice to just breathe a little and just do fun little projects that aren't props or anything. And I spend so much time in this studio, so much of my time, that I want it to be fun and pretty and whimsical. And when I walk in here, I just want to be like, it's time to get creative. And we're getting there. I mean, it's already like that kind of anyway, but more creative and more whimsical. More whimsy always is better with me. So let's go ahead and move on to the final results of everything. I just think everything came out really, really nice. The only thing that I really didn't love was on the table itself, there is a spot that is the size of a quarter that didn't act. I mean, maybe it's still hardening, but it's still not cured. So I might need to do one more resin layer, if it's just even to just hide that little weird spot, because it's kind of sticky and I don't want a sticky table. So I might need to do one more over it. If that's the case, then that's fine. But for now and for the weekend, this is fine. So let's go ahead and move on to the final results and show you what everything looks like. Let me know your favorite project in the comments below. And if you're interested in an actual tutorial on how to do all of these projects, I'm happy to give that to you. This is not a tutorial. So I will see you in the next video, and please remember to like and subscribe, and have a happy start to your summer.